Welcome to another Wisdom in Bloom episode.
A special wisdom.
I know you might be wondering why are we sitting here with these funny glasses and these baubles on our head. It's because we are celebrating.
We're celebrating.
Celebrating our 25th podcast episode. Come on.
Let's celebrate.
Let's celebrate.
25.
Yes.
25 episodes,
and we
guys.
have some bubblies too.
Yeah. Well, scary.
I didn't think I needed to look back. But I could just get it.
It's those glasses. I'm telling you.
But we are so thankful to each and every one of you who have taken a minute, an hour, multiple hours to tune in to watch us talk, listen to us laugh, share, learn anything that you have been able to gain from our Wisdom and Bloom podcast.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you tremendously. And we are so excited to recap some episodes, to share some inside scoops about this fun life of podcast recording.
Yes.
And uploading and getting all of this stuff out to the world.
Yeah.
And we thought it would be just a nice milestone.
Yes. Because statistics says that most podcasts does not make it past the 10th episode. So that's why sometimes 10. So that's why sometimes when you go out there looking at Spotify or Apple, wherever you go to get your podcast fix, you see orphan podcasts out there. Like you see some podcasts that they only have 2 or they only have 3. They only have 5 or 6. And then you look at the date and you're like, man, they haven't recorded nothing in 6 months. Or they haven't recorded anything in a year. Because most, it says that 75 to 80% of podcasts does not make it past the 10 episode mark. So we are celebrating making it to 25 episodes. This is our 25th episode, and it has not been easy. We are 2 people who have 2 different schedules. Life is lifing.
We have very full
doing
time,
all the things, and we have to purposely, intentionally bring ourselves together to get this done, to research, to bring you the best possible, most accurate information that we can bring. And then in the meantime, also find guests that are great guests, knowledgeable guests, valued guests that has value added knowledge to share with you. So it is not easy. And to run marketing and social media and promotions and working on events. It's not an easy thing, but it is definitely rewarding. And to do it with such a good friend and a close friend and someone who knows my trauma and still hangs in here right with me is a blessing to me. Totally a blessing. Even though she looked crazy right now.
Without Elton John glasses today. So I feel like
you only can see about that much out of yours.
Yeah, I can't see too much.
Because I've seen you trying to put your glass down. You're like, and most of you probably think she's drinking or drunk because this is apple cider. She just can't see.
It's because these glasses.
She just can't see.
We do it for you.
We do it for the gram.
Not for the gram. Oh my God.
All right, what we got? Kanisha?
All right, so let's start. We are going to chat about something that have happened. We got a few reflection questions. We might bring up an episode or 2 to highlight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're just going to chat about it.
Yeah.
And if you have seen these episodes
like
that we are talking about, who's the Yaya sisters?
You ever seen that movie? The Yaya sisters?
Oh, the traveling pants?
Yes. Remember they dressed up like this? The Yayas? Okay,
I forget.
Go ahead.
But yes, I know there was pants that they all got to fit. And I did think they was keeping on with it. But anyway, the first question on our 25 episode reflection is, which guest or topic completely changed how you think about something?
For me,
yes.
For me, I was talking to you about this earlier, is the episode that there's 2 different episodes, but one that really kind of stuck with me was the episode that we had with the men, Brian Royal and Mark. And there was something he said, Brian Royal said, and I think those was episode 21 and part two was 22. And Brian Royal said, men chase, women choose. Men chase women, but women choose men. And that has really stuck with me. Like I think about it often, especially looking at my son dating, my granddaughter dating, my daughter dating. Like it just really sticks with me. Like, are you sure? Are you choosing? Are you carefully choosing? Because I feel like when I think about it, his his look into that is more of a over 40, over 50. Because I look at the women today and I'm not sure they're choosing. It seems like they're chasing too.
Yes.
And they're chasing not even the man, but what the man can bring, the clout, the money, yes. the social influence, the materialistic the thing, the stuff,
and all the looking things.
Yeah, they're chasing that. They're not taking the time and effort to really choose and be meticulous and really look into the heart and the core of that man. A man's nature is to chase. They're hunters. They're the land of the law. Their nature is to do it. But a woman choosing, I'm not sure if younger women are choosing. I really don't. I really don't think they're choosing.
That's a very interesting point. And I know when you brought it up before, I was saying I definitely agree. I think that could be one of the challenges with relationships, where we see some of these younger people are having trouble getting into relationships, staying in relationships, because the women aren't necessarily choosing.
Yeah.
They are just kind of there for a little while. But the guys feel like maybe they've chosen a girl and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Like, I thought we were together. I thought we were doing something here. And they're kind of they've not decided on these guys. They're just kind of hanging out there. And I know too that there's lots of opportunities, I think, for girls, or they think there's more opportunities out here. So then they play these guys against each other.
Yeah.
And I remember one guy I know, it was his friend actually, and there was this girl he was dating, and she really wanted to go to some fight. I can't remember, but it was some big fight. She wanted to go to some fight, and it cost, however many hundreds of dollars for the tickets. And the guy was like, no, he just didn't think he was gonna be able to get in. She's like, well, I'll just find somebody else.
Yeah.
Because she wanted him to buy her a ticket and her friend. Not for them two to go, but for her and her friend to go. And so he's like, no. Yeah. Next thing you know, he did actually see the girl on TV. They showed the audience, and she had got somebody else to buy her and her friend a ticket to this fight.
Yeah.
And so it's also like very competitive, I think, for these men to try and keep up with these women and some of the demands that they have as well.
Yeah.
Which is just not gonna.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work out.
Yeah. So his quote just is stuck with me, but I just don't know if it's applicable to the younger generation today. I just really really
maybe
don't.
The women are chasing
and the men are trying to choose.
Yes,
because it is all about it. And I mean, I've heard my son on the phone with a young lady who was like, well, let's go out to eat, meet me for happy hour, meet me here, and is it okay if I bring my friend? Can you pay for my friend? And of course, sometimes my son he'll say, "Yeah, sure, bring on. I got you guys." But sometimes it's like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they will look at that.
Friend.
Yeah, but they would look at that as, "Oh, he's a buster. He don't have nothing." But no, he made a choice.
He made dating you. He's not dating you and your friend.
And they start making it a habit. Like sometimes it's okay, but every time, or
now you're not really. I feel like you're not really trying to get to know me. Now you're just using me for what I can do for you.
And they want you to take them to expensive restaurants, spend $300, $400, $500 on a meal, because in their mind, that makes them feel like you care about them. That is horrific. That is horrific. Because
or take them on expensive vacations. And a lot of it is because of what they see online. I guess, they see these things. But for me, the episode.
Yeah, I was trying to say what episode.
Yeah, or I guess that completely changed how I thought about something was Dr. Hatfield on the episode we had about menopause. And I shared some of my story about how I went through early menopause, or what they call premature menopause, when you go through menopause before the age of 40. And what she said is that now, after some more research, it's been said that if you go through early menopause or premature menopause, it can be related to an autoimmune disease.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had never heard that. Like, I had never heard there to be any kind of connection to premature menopause and it being an autoimmune disease, or maybe you like have autoimmune disease later on. And so that really changed my situation, because now I'm thinking, oh, well, could that possibly lead to something like later on
in your life? That's right.
Right. And it was just something I never would have connected to my story personally, or even to think about like moving forward if we had not had her on.
And she was episode 17. She was amazing, guys. She talked about HRT. She talked about ADHD and the impacts of onset ADHD when you're in menopause. And she talked about all the different treatments that could help you, and because everything is not for everybody, and because one person has a side effects or something happens, it's not always applicable to everyone else. So it's not a one-stop shop, for everyone. So you got to figure out what helps you and what fits for you. What else you got over there, Felicia?
Okay, so what is the biggest thing that you've learned about yourself through doing this
podcast? I believe the biggest thing that I've learned is how to play well in the sandbox. Meaning that, my first podcast, my co-host was my husband. I mean, it was just a natural fit because we've been together for over 30 years. Now I'm with another co-host and you're my friend. And although we've known each other for 10 or 15 years, we have never been in the same space all the time, on the phone, researching, doing all the things. I have learned to better compromise, to learn how to not be combative when it just doesn't align with my thoughts, and to be able to kind of share them in a way that would make you think a little bit more about what we're doing, or step back and look at your point of view or your side of it to see if I can reevaluate what I'm thinking. So I've learned some things about myself, about working together with someone, even through my anxieties, even through my PTSD, even though sometimes I don't even want to put on a shirt and put on makeup to even get up to do it. I've learned that I can get myself up, and of course I started therapy while we've been in this progress, and that has helped so much. But it has, listening to the guests and listening to you and doing the podcast has made me search for more things to help me, so that's the one thing that I've learned through this. What about yourself?
I hadn't thought about this question before, but as you were talking, it came to me that I have learned patience, more patience. I feel like my kids taught me a lot of patience.
Yeah, I think kids teach everything.
Kids teach us a lot of patience, but this is a different kind of patience, because previously, if I was doing a project, I was usually doing it by myself. I did have the one podcast with my son, but it's almost like if you're doing something by yourself and it's like not working, or people aren't really paying attention, you can just let it go. You can just give it up. You could just be like, okay, I'm just moving on to like the next thing.
Yeah.
And I have so many interests, it's easy for me to just move on to the next thing.
You do. I bet you.
I know. We got that book scrapping. I do.
Girl.
Scrapbooking. So anyway, and so it's actually helped me to really exercise more patience when there's times when I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta do more clips. I gotta load, like sit for, hours. Cause we still, like, I do our video editing, Denise does the audio editing. Like we do the clips editing, like we literally have to sit for hours to come up with these things.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm not sure that anybody's even watching. Like you post something and it gets like 5 views.
Yeah.
Like, okay, just be patient, just keep working through the process. And I feel like this is one of the longest projects I've done, for with consistency as well. Because again, when you're doing it by yourself, it's like, oh, I can do it here, I can do it there. Now we like have, scheduled times and we meet and work on the show. And so it's really taught me that just being patient and seeing something through and believing in something and just knowing that it's going to work out is all part of the process too.
Yeah. I was watching a documentary on a podcaster and she's big time now, but she was doing it for 2 years. And she had a co-host and then the co-host didn't work out, and then she had to do it by herself. And then now she's monetizing, making fabulous money. But to see her struggle through it the whole time and just constantly stick with it, I was like, okay. And it seems like every time I'm like, I don't know why me and Kamisha are doing this. We got 10 people watch this episode, and we've been working on it and researching for 2 weeks. Took us a month to even nail down the guests, and just so much goes into it. And it's like 10 people and then they're on to the next. And I'm like, oh, why? And then all of a sudden I'll get a random text from her or an audio that says, oh my gosh, Denise, we're over 200 or we're this or we're that. And it's like God is just saying, come on, just little bitty pieces, just little bitty pieces. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But I thank God for the accountability because, like you said, if I was doing it by myself, I'm like, I'm not, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I'm accountable to my friend because I asked her to do it. Yeah. I pulled her in.
And I'm accountable too because I said I would do it.
Yeah.
Right. And so since we both have said we would come along together on this journey, we also feel like we can't let the other person down. Right. Yeah. Like, no, I got to show up because Denise and I'm supposed to do this thing, and it helps us, like I said, stay consistent because that's one of the things we've learned from people about podcasts is a lot of it is consistency. Some of it can get redundant and mundane, and you're doing things that are just kind of like little simple tasks, but you just have to stay consistent longer than other people do. Like you said, some people don't even make it to 5 episodes. And then you start to see what the results are of your work, whether it's you've got 2,000 views or you've got 5,000 views or you've got just one comment where somebody's like, oh my gosh, this absolutely changed my life, thanks so much for this episode, I'm gonna take what you said and do it, or I'm so happy to hear from someone else who has loneliness issues, you know what I mean? And so it's those little things that, because we continue to be consistent, that also keep us motivated.
And that consistency is truly key. It is truly key. And that's a hard pill to learn when you already lifing. That's a hard pill. It's like, oh my gosh, not again. I got to do this again. I got to do this again. But I love the space that it puts me in once we're doing it. I really do. I love the space that it puts me in. So I love that.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes. Okay. So what is the weirdest thing that's happened during a recording?
Besides us sitting here wearing these damn glasses, bobbly head
and these bubbles on our heads.
By the way, if you're just joining us and you're wondering why the hell we got this on, we are celebrating our 25th episode. We're celebrating. The weirdest thing to happen to us.
Yes. You guys probably already know about it if you've seen the episode on which one on YouTube. Was it loneliness?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yes, I think it was actually the loneliness episode.
It was. Yes, it was.
And Denise and I were together for that episode as well. And we were recording because Zoom told us we were recording. And we were just talking and all of.
You must have did 15, 20 minutes.
And then all of a sudden, she said,
Zoom says, we are now recording.
I'm like,
and we both stopped.
We weren't recording.
We're like looking at each other like, were we not recording? Come to find out, we were not recording the whole entire time.
Somehow she had cut us off.
Yeah, she had cut us off and then decided to cut us back on. But thank God she cut us back on after about 15, 20 minutes, because we would have recorded a whole hour and some episode and not been recording anything.
And you know what else was great about that episode? Because you were with me, we wanted to get like a behind the scenes or something. So I was also recording it on my phone. So even though we had missed that part, I was recording on my phone, so we were able to get the audio piece.
Absolutely. It was so good. But there's this one time too, I don't know if we've ever posted it, where I was diligently researching and hard working, and you were playing, and it was on record, and you didn't know it.
You were recording, waiting for you to finish.
No, you was not. My head was down. I was researching in the phone, and you were making faces at yourself, not knowing that we were on recording. Say hi sometimes,
and I love you. You're cute.
Even with a clap, though.
Even because these are hard, so they say love.
Kinda, barely. Like an indented. An indented triangle.
I didn't even notice that. Look at that.
What's next?
Okay. So let's see. Which episode were you most nervous about releasing? Has there ever been one you were nervous about releasing?
You know what? I was never nervous about releasing an episode with you because I was already a seasoned podcaster. I had already had a podcast for 2 years. I'm a podcast coach. I was coaching other podcasters. So I was never nervous to release. You know what I was nervous about the most?
What?
Was the live. When we did
our
launch.
Still are nervous about those.
No, when we did our launch with all the women.
Oh,
the live launch.
Oh.
Super nervous.
Wait, the live? What did you record on the Zoom?
Yeah, we recorded on a Zoom. No, but the women.
Oh, it was a live discussion. It was a live discussion. Okay, I thought you meant it was like going out live.
I think we had about 15?
Yeah,
20 women on
20
there.
Ladies.
I was totally nervous.
Yeah, I could tell. Like, are we gonna start it over?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm working. I'm figuring out something.
I couldn't get it together. I cannot get my itch together. At all. I couldn't get it together. When it's just me and you and recording, I let it, I'm fine. But as soon as we add all the
well, see, that's why I thought you were talking about the live, because anytime we've done a live, we should do another live today.
I'm nervous about the live.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. We've only done maybe like 3 lives or something. But every time we do a live, you get nervous about the live. And I'm like, I don't understand. It's just us literally doing the same thing that we're doing here. But they don't make me nervous at all. And I guess because I don't envision anybody really watching us, because nobody is. Like, if we were doing it live in front of 50 people, then I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. I'd be like, shit. But I'm like, I don't see these people. So I guess for me, it's just still us talking. So it doesn't make me nervous.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. My leg is shaking. My heart is racing. My hands are sweating.
Are you picturing people on the other side?
I guess. I get, and the fact that they could just see, I don't know, live, and all my.
And like, what if you're not able to do something or answer something, and you can't like edit it out?
And I can't edit it out. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I was super nervous, but about releasing, and I'm not nervous. It's sometimes I think another time I was nervous was for a guest. If I remember correctly, I think I was nervous, a little bit nervous when when Dr. Hatfield was on, because I was like, ooh, this is a doctor. She has a practice. She's doing all the great things for women. I want to make sure that this is a safe space for her, that we are doing the very best we can to ask her the right questions so she will be able to help our listeners and that she'll want to come back. Sometimes I get nervous about that, to just making sure that we are doing being the best host that we can possibly be to our guests. So sometimes that kind of makes sense.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned guests. So the only time I get nervous about guests, I guess, is maybe like with Dr. Hatfield when we haven't met them before. So in that case, we did that collaboration with the center, with the on the center table
with Carolyn House.
Yes, Finding 50 podcast, and she knew Dr. Hatfield, but we didn't know Dr. Hatfield, and I feel like we are wonderful and chill, and people, usually vibe with us. But some people are also very buttoned up,
very,
and they are very businesslike. And if they are like that, then it's just gonna be kind of like awkward. So that made me nervous, only because we hadn't spoken to her.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel nervous about us talking to her, because I'm like, we've been through menopause. You know what I mean? So I knew we could have a conversation, but I didn't know if she would vibe with us. So that made me a little bit anxious.
Yeah.
But then I thought, if she doesn't, then we just don't use the episode.
But she did.
But she did, and she did.
Yeah.
And she
Carol has been
great
such
information.
a great resource, though.
Yeah.
That was another thing too. Great thing about being women in the podcast space is collaborating with other female podcasters, and Carol has been such a catalyst for that. Like that was our we jumped in with her, and it makes me feel better about maybe jumping into other collaborations with female podcasters. And she was just so down to earth and so easy to collaborate, and so willing. I'll do it. Hey, because and you never know, here we are, two Black females talking about mostly all things that kind of affect women of color. I'm not saying it don't affect all women, but we're coming from our experience as women of color. And then we meet this, white Canadian female podcaster who is like, hey, we've asked 10 people to collaborate with her. And she raised her hand and she's like, hey, I'll do it. Let's go. Let's do it. And the center table was birthed out of that, and great conversations and we didn't make it stringent and structured. It's like whenever we have a guest that we think that you would benefit from, or you have a guest that you think let's bring them to the center table and let's do it together and cross promote and guest swap. And she's been great in that aspect. Very good.
So one question is not on our list, but it actually just came to me as you were talking about Carolyn, was what has surprised us about the podcast. And one of the things that has surprised me is how many people we've been able to work with as a result of the podcast, and how many people we've been able to meet as a result of the podcast. And I didn't know that was going to be the case. I've heard people say that when they like have podcasts and they have a community and they meet other people and people reach out to you and then you learn about this person, But and then some of these people just like organically, like Carolyn, for example, we saw her online, and I think I reached out to her, and she's like, sure,
and I reached out to her and several other,
and then other people have reached out to us. They're like, oh, we've been watching you, and we think this would be great, and also just the ease in which people want to help other people. So when we say, oh, we have this topic that we want to share, or we have this, thing we want to discuss with people, and we think you'd be great, they're like, oh my gosh, we would love to tell women about menopause. Oh my gosh, we'd love to talk about anxiety. We want to get it out to like more people. Or even just the dating episode with the guys, and they're like, yes, we want to share.
We really didn't think they were going to say yes.
Yes, that was like, no, they want to share our perspective on what's going on. So that's the thing that's been so surprising to me, is just how willing people are to support the podcast so that they can help other people.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say, we were reaching and tugging, and now we've come to a point where fabulous women are reaching out to us and saying, hey, We love what you're doing. Would love to be a guest on your podcast. Can we get a quick meet and greet? People are coming to us. Our last two guests, were people that organically came to us knocking on the door. Hey, we love what you're doing. Let's talk about it more. And, that has been fabulous. That has been really good. And now, do we align with everyone? No, we don't. There have been a couple of people that have reached out and we can't,
like we said, we gotta
not that you're not great.
Yes,
but we have a demographic.
Yes,
we have a niche that we're just trying to stay in, and it would just be it just wouldn't align with us. I mean, I could hear some of our 60-year-olds saying, "You had a 20-year-old on there trying to tell me how to age." No, I didn't. I didn't. But it's been great, and I can recall from my previous podcast with my husband, podcasters are willing to help. They are willing
because they know
the struggle. They know how hard it is. They know how many hours that you have to put on the line to just be up and running. It's not as simple as just clicking a button. It just doesn't work like that. And so the population of podcasters, they are willing to work because they're struggling too. They want to get to the next level, the next tier, and it's like, come on, let's iron sharpen irons. Let what's working for you, maybe it'll work for me. Let's work together. So the population has just been fabulous.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah, couple more before we wrap up.
Okay, let's see. Is there a topic that you think we are avoiding that we need to tackle?
Oh, yeah. I think, me.
Okay.
Me. I think the sexual relationships of men and women over 50, over 60. It's just sometimes it's an awkward space because you know that everyone is at a different level of intimacy in their lives, and menopause is such a crucial thing that happens. I think I did a Did You Know That series on that today about how women lose intimacy. They lose the want to have the desire to have intimate relationships with their partners, and it just seems like that is such a one of those topics that is so sensitive. And so I think I'm avoiding it a little bit because I know that there are women out there hurting who in their hearts and mind they want it, but their body just has turned on them. You know what I mean? And then their partner, whether it be male or female, whatever their partner is not understanding, and has caused so much friction in their relationship because some women don't even know what's happening to them, so they don't even know how to explain it. And a man may think that they don't find them desirable anymore. And what they don't understand is they don't find nothing desirable anymore. It has nothing to do with you. So I just feel like that is a very emotional and sensitive topic,
Interesting. I don't know if I have one that I feel like we've been avoiding necessarily. I mean, I feel like we try, like, depending on the topic, just like menopause, for example, we knew we wanted to talk about menopause, but we also knew we wanted to have somebody who can help us understand it more from like a scientific medical side, and so I felt like we needed to have someone else, not just us, talk about menopause. And also relationships is similar, where I feel like maybe sometimes I feel like our experience isn't enough experience.
Because although I'm married so long,
I'm trying to work through that because anytime you have an experience, that's your story and it's enough. But sometimes I think, it's not like we should like fill in with other things. And I feel like we touched on the sexual piece a little bit with Dr. Hatfield, but not like dug deeper. But anyway, I don't know. I haven't really thought about, because I feel like we generally like come up with ideas and we like explore them to see like what can we do. Or if I don't feel comfortable, like I don't really want to talk about that, and then you're like, well, let's see if we can find somebody to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even like us texting back and forth the other day, and I said to you, I don't know if we need to talk about that because I'm not ready to be vulnerable in that space and to talk about that situation. So that's probably a topic too that I'm definitely not.
And then I'm like, so we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's a great thing about having your show.
We gotta do it. We gotta talk about it.
So it's talk about whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever you want to talk about. All right. So as we look ahead, to the next 25 episodes.
Yeah. Should I save the glasses and the baubles for the next one? Or you want to go with a different color?
No, keep these. I like the pink.
That's pretty good. You didn't even know. You didn't even know, and you chose this shirt. I had already bought these when you chose this shirt.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, that is because I am tapped in. Remember, we had our guests and we had the red shirts on, and then the guests also had one of the red shirts, and I was like, "Let's wear red."
You already tapped in.
You know, I am with my connected to my higher beings.
You love the signs, that's for sure.
My higher beings, and
your chakra is chakra-ing.
Yeah. What are some topics that you would like to touch on here in the next 25 episodes?
Please let us know. Please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. You know, just a quick comment, you know, something, you know, that you were like thinking about and you thought, you know, I would really wish if they would research this or bring someone on to talk about this. Let us know, please. Yes. Reach out to us. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, email. You can reach out to us.
DM us or whatever, you know.
And let us
know because we want to continue to bring topics that are of interest. And I feel like we have gotten to a couple that are definitely of interest to people. And we probably have to just zero in more on a couple of those. But we also like, you know, to talk about other things too that are impacting women and men our age.
Yeah. And as we record this episode today, part 2 of one of our great episodes with two gentlemen, Brian Royal and Mark, released today, episode 22. If you listen to episode 21, that was amazing, and episode 22 is even more. Some of the doors are open, so y'all might want to jump in there and listen to that. We also have an episode coming up. Some of the episodes that are going to be coming up is an episode about how you can tell if a person is a manipulator. You know, that was a very heartfelt topic, passionate topic. How do you forgive the unforgivable? That's another topic that's coming. We have a relationship coach that we have a couple episodes coming out about, you know, being over 50 and trying again, you know, managing your loneliness when you're over 50. We have World Menopause Day coming up, National Mammogram Day coming up that we want to talk about. And we also joined the We Do Not Care Club with the founder of that club is Melanie Sanders. And we've created the Wisdom in Bloom chapter. So there's lots of things coming up, some surprises along the way. So we would love for you guys to just keep riding with us and blooming
like and subscribe and comment and all of the great things you need to do so that the algorithms know that people are out there watching and listening.
Like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the things on all the platforms and on any platform that you get your podcast fix.
Yes. Well, congratulations on 25 episodes. I am excited for the next 25 episodes. I'm sure by episode 50, we will have 10,000 followers, subscribers.
We're claiming it.
100,000 downloads. And we will be asked to be a guest on like some big podcasts.
Yeah, we have to.
They want to.
We're striving.
Yes, they're gonna want to talk to us.
We're striving.
So I look forward to that.
We're manifesting.
Yes, and I look forward to that. I think it's gonna be amazing.
Thank you, Kamisha.
Thank you. You're welcome. And thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. We're so grateful to you. And as always,
keep
blooming, ladies. Keep on. Keep blooming. Just keep on. Keep on.
Oh, blooming and drinking if that's your thing.
Celebration time.
Come on.